Morning. Welcome to today's 10 Minutes to Win It. We're going to talk about how to stand out from the crowd when it comes to attracting, magnetizing your audience to you. Before I jump in though, I'm just going live in all of these places. So thank you for your patience. So how are you today? Happy Tuesday. I wanted to talk today about filling the gap. Yesterday we talked about your message, really getting, that's the first thing you really need to dial in when it comes to your business. Hi, Alex. Nice. Thank you for joining me on Instagram. That's the first thing you need to really be dialing in when it comes to your growing a business is what is your story? What's your journey? Especially if you've gone through this transformation yourself, people want to connect with you, and they connect with you by you sharing your story, you opening up, you becoming vulnerable in different in at times inside of your messaging. It doesn't mean you do it all the time, and it doesn't mean that you have to talk about something that's raw and real in the moment. We want to talk about it after we've moved through that transformation and share. This allows people to know that they're not alone. They feel connected with you. They feel like you understand them and you know them, and you're inside their head, and you understand their pain point. And since you've already been through it, you also know the solution for helping them move through that process themselves. And that's when what you're going to start marketing is your story, so that people can connect with you, and that can magnetize your audience to you. That being said, the next thing you need to be doing is showing up. Showing up is really, really important. Showing up in a way that other people in your space are not is also going to help you stand out from the crowd. So taking the mask off, letting people know who you truly are, showing up authentically, showing up real, sharing your message, sharing your story, sharing the pain point of what your client, your ideal client has, as well as the solution that you provide is key. But how are you showing up and providing that information? How are you sharing that with your audience? There are many different ways to be doing this. Yes, social media posts are powerful. There's regular posts. There are stories, right? There's reels. There's short form video, long form video, depending on what platform you're on. But live stream is a powerful way to connect with your audience. They get to see you, they get to know you, they get to see how you truly are. You know, I remember when the pandemic was happening and my kids were home, my kids would come into my live streams. Everybody know I have animals because they pop in from time to time. Right now they're out in the house doing what they're doing. One of them was just barking to go outside, so I'm surprised she's not barking now. And so just be showing up as you authentically, showing up consistently. And also, how are you filling the gap? What makes you different? That's the big key point here is, yes, you get showing up. Showing up is absolutely key. Letting people know you. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Hi, Leo. Hi, Alan. But how are you filling the gap? There is a gap in your market, and you need to figure out what that is. That's important. Because most likely your ideal client that wants to work with you or going to work with you, they've worked with somebody else in the past. What was missing for them? So it's really important to ask what worked for you in that space where you worked with somebody or you took a different product, and what didn't work for you. And that's what, the more information you can get on that piece of what didn't work for them, it's important to know what worked, because you want to provide that. If accountability is what they're missing, then guess what you get to provide? Maybe they had the to-dos of what to do, but they didn't believe in themselves enough to get there, or they had fear holding them back. Then there's some mindset work that they're missing, that they're needing, right? Maybe they just didn't feel like they had anybody to hold them accountable. They felt like they were out on their own on an island doing it alone. If that's the case, then you get to fill that gap and add accountability into the mix. How can you add that into your program, or how can you add that piece into a product that you're selling? Could you create a group where they get to check in and do check-ins, or are you having coaching calls with them? Maybe you do one-on-ones. I know in our program, we do a hybrid, we do a group program, because I feel it's really important for the women in my community to have community, to know that they're supported by other women inside of there, and they're not alone in what they're working on, their challenges may be. And also they get to share their wins and be celebrated by other women inside that community. And they also have one-on-one time with me where we get to work on their mindset, anything that's coming up for them individually. And also we get to work on what their next steps are specifically for what they're working on in that moment. And we set their goals up for the entire year of working together. And then we reverse engineer those backwards. That's the gap that I know that's in my market. What is the gap that's in the market for you, and how are you filling it? Share that, and that's how you're going to stand out from the crowd. That's how people are going to feel like, okay, I know I can succeed with this person because they're filling that need that I have not found elsewhere. Okay, so I hope that supported you today. If you have any questions about anything that I shared today, feel free to reach out to me. If you want support on your offer, how you're filling, how you don't know what the gap is in your market, and you want to talk this through, and you want to learn, you're stuck where you don't know where to go next inside of your business, then let's have a conversation. It's free. There's no charge for it. I'll chat with you for 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes, and we'll figure out what the gap is for you in your business right now, and how we can get you moving forward. If you want to do that, you can go to scalewithheidi.com. Again, that's scalewithheidi.com. And I look forward to talking with you. Have an amazing rest of your day. And I'll see you tomorrow for another 10 minutes to win it. Ciao.